A major factor when you're playing video games, period, but especially in sports video games where you're competing to win, right, is rage. And without a doubt, it is one of the biggest things that myself as well as many have an issue with or have to work on. And almost always after the fact, you look back and you're like, why did I get so upset? But between, what we call rats, the glitches, the delay, sometimes even just being unlucky, sometimes it's not even the player you're playing against fault, but you get mad at them. Other times you're playing against players that simply abuse glitches, and even that though, you look at yourself and you go, well, don't I do the same thing at times? But in the moment, because it's happening against you and you're competing, you get angry or you go on tilt, as they call it. And without a doubt, it's been one of the biggest things that carried over with me from playing in real life, right? So I played at a high level for the United States, obviously not. It wasn't some professional in real life, but I played up to the point just before professional here, right? Division 1 college soccer, and I hated losing. Almost always after a loss, I wasn't a good person to be around. So fast forward to video games, competitive gaming, and it's the same thing. You've seen at the beginning of this, I put the FC Pro tab because the past few years, once I really got into the game, because before that, it was just, I would even almost just play manager mode sometimes. I dabbled into Ultimate Team, but it was actually just in the past handful of years where I truly was like, I'm going to commit to trying to be the best player I can be, which actually increased my rage a ton more because now it means more because you're putting more time into the game, and so when you play a quote unquote rat or someone's just abusing glitches or you're out playing somebody and they just have one or two things they're doing to abuse, and it's just infuriating. And some people are fantastic at handling that, and I salute you. This video is more for the people like me who, no matter how much you try, you tend to rage. And like I said, especially once I played on the FC Pro level, which was various cups, right? And the way they do it is you just play game after game. There's no limit to them. You try to raise your elo, and it just gets ridiculous. So not only do you have the top players, but in between playing top players, you have the top rats or the top glitch abusers. And so you can only imagine the fury that comes for someone like many who rages. And there's actually, if you go in the comments on a few of the videos, a couple of the players I played against that apparently I was upset with commented, and they're 100% right, without a doubt. I would use the fact that I made it to a high level and they didn't, because that was always the thing I noticed. Most every player that I played against that was what I would consider a rat didn't make it to the top of the game, which was crazy to me because it felt like you're putting time into literally learning a glitch. You could care less about actually playing football, and you're going nowhere with it though. So there's no point. I almost could see if, hey, I'm a competitor. Unfortunately, I don't have skill. I'm gonna have to do these ratty things to compete where I want to and win. I could see that, but to just do it when you're not even at the top level, not playing in the FC Pro ladders or anything like that, and you're still glitching and all that. So it would drive me crazy. But at the end of the day, I did plenty of ratty things too, without a doubt. And that's where the hypocrite in me comes in. And besides that, it just isn't healthy for you to rage, and it also doesn't get you anywhere. So I know many, many people have the issue with raging. I definitely do. It's even gotten me into trouble sometimes where I message the players will get upset because I honestly, most every time I'm speaking facts, but it's still uncalled for. It's still not necessary to start raging at someone who beat you, whether they were ratting or glitching or whatever the case. It's just let it go. Some of it's ego. Some of it might be that you truly can't believe that they put time in to play how they play. Um, but no matter what your reason is, 99.999% of the time, leave the messages alone. And once you can control that, try to start working on your rage as well. But if you're like me and you want to confront people head on, it's only going to get you in trouble because one of the biggest reasons is the first thing most people do will what? Report you. And then you risk getting banned, then you can't play, and you're especially sitting there then and regretting, you know, messaging people or raging. But by no means am I perfect. By no means have I got it all figured out. I still get upset, including in the UFL, but I will say that hats off to the UFL because so far in this game, a vast majority of the time, they're still your UFL rats, as you guys know. But a lot of people will call me a rat simply for using a five back. I've never been someone who agrees with that. However, maybe you're right. No different than I might call somebody a rat that abused glitches. Maybe they say I abuse a broken formation. So, and I totally get it. You have a right to that opinion, but nonetheless, raging is no good for anybody. I can almost guarantee you when you play with rage or you're tilted, as they call it, you're not going to play as good as you normally would. Playing motivated, maybe and with some emotion or anger, that's not bad, just like in real life. But you got to control it, otherwise, it's just not good all the way around. So, um, without a doubt, I'm going to continue to work on it. If this message can even just help those people um, like me who have the issue of raging. A lot of creators, and I notice, don't address it. They'll show some of their rage, although some of them will cut it out. But, you know, you are definitely not alone. There's a ton of us out there. And the only thing I can urge you to do is just like I'm trying to do myself is continue to work on it and get better. And the first step I would say, even before working on your rage, which this is actually is part of working on your rage, is leave the messages alone. No matter how mad you are, no matter how ratty a person may be, um, just leave it alone. Because just as many people that you're mad at, that get you, however they beat you, there's that many more that you beat that want to do the same. So just leave it alone. Continue competing. Continue getting better. If you take a tough loss or a ratty loss or whatever you want to call it, just get back in the game and keep grinding. So I'm also speaking to myself when I say this. Like I said, by no means do I have it mastered, um, but without a doubt, I'm well aware that it's not healthy to do, and I do need to work on it without a doubt. So I wish you guys the best of luck. That's about all I have to say on that matter. And grind on. Thank you.